Welcome to Ask GMBN, the weekly show where we get into your questions, delve in, see if we can help and have a bit of a chat about mountain biking. We're getting it all from your comments down below the video and hashtag AskGMBN. So get involved. I'm well up for this week, Doddy.
Fire 'em at me, come on.
Are you ready?
I'm
right,
keen.
First question is from George Freestyle, Gaming, Vlogs and Football.
That's a handful.
You could have a shorter name than that, but anyway. Question is, I want to get better tyres. I ride cross country and sometimes commute on roads. What tyres should I get? Currently, my tyres are, and I think he means plus size here, because it says pause, but I think he means plus. My tyres are currently plus size, 27.5, 2.8s.
Yeah, all right.
Not great for commuting on.
No, definitely not. The easiest solution really for that is probably to pick something faster rolling out back with a lower profile tread on there.
Okay.
And then stick to your heavier duty tyre at front for control really.
Yeah.
That's
That's interesting. So changing the tyre size at the rear, but sticking with that big tyre at the front.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to change the size as such, I mean more the tread pattern itself. You know, the gnarlier the tyre, the more hardcore it's going to be to commute on it, and obviously tyre pressure makes a big difference as well. So you're running a low pressure for off-road, it's going to give you loads of traction, but on the road it's more friction and rolling resistance.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I suffer with the old pressure in my wheelchair tyres actually. They've gone a bit soft, you might have to pump them up a bit later on.
No chance of that.
Right, next question is Von Poopies is saying, hey GMBN, so Harry Main, a famous pro BMX rider, someone I follow on YouTube, he's incredible, has just got a full-on enduro mountain bike.
Yeah, I've seen this actually.
And you guys should try and meet up with him, maybe with Blake, and maybe get Sam Pilgrim involved. Now, what do you think about these BMXers getting it? He looks so pumped on it.
Do you know
he's
what?
So into it.
It's really cool because you can tell he's just having such a blast.
Yes.
You know, like BMXing is clearly his thing.
Yes.
You know, and he's just out there hitting the hills and some jumps. Yeah, I think we should definitely do something if he's
definitely
up for it.
A great idea.
I think Blake would be awesome to ride with him.
Yes.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah,
so
good
idea.
Got to see it. Good idea. Ben Edits is saying, can Martyn wheelie his Canyon Sender?
Kind of, yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, he does this cool thing where, well, where was it? It was a Mojo, wasn't it?
Yes.
Suspension place. He set some pallets up outside and he was bumping up and sort of almost like, kind of like a manual.
Kind of a manual, kind of a manual. The thing is with my Canyon Sender, the throttle doesn't really work like a motorcycle throttle. So I can't pick up the front end once I've got some speed, but at very slow speed, I can pop the front end up.
You can get it up, yeah.
But we're talking like walking pace. The moment you're past walking pace, it has to catch up to the freewheel at the back, so you've lost your snap.
Yeah, of course.
Which means you can't do the old, which I would love to do, but that's motorcycling.
It is.
And I don't want to do that. Well,
but check this picture out of Martyn actually hitting the pallets. It's pretty cool, and you'd never really know
you've made me look very good in that picture. Yeah, if you actually saw the video, it's less impressive.
No, it's not.
Parker Kazaza says, is there more maintenance required for high-end components and shocks? So is spending more money on bikes, is that going to require more maintenance? That's
kind of. No, it depends on how often you ride, how hard you ride, the conditions you ride in as well.
Yeah.
But if it's just like for like, then technically on paper, yeah, the high quality components should last longer before they need servicing.
Yeah.
But it's really up to you to monitor your bike. Manufacturers make recommendations on how often you should service stuff, but you're the one that rides it. You know when things are going wrong. You know if it's exposed to moisture and stuff. So it's kind of up to you, really.
Up to you. Look after it as well as you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that brings me round to a really good video, actually, we've made in the past that might be helpful, actually. It is 6 things every mountain biker needs to know about their bike.
Whilst working on mountain bikes can be quite straightforward at times, some jobs can become a little bit tricky. So here are 6 straightforward tips to help you on your way.
Right, Josh says, do you know if there are any manufacturers that make prescription riding glasses or even goggles?
Well, yeah, there's a few. I think Adidas do the glasses, and Oakley definitely do. Probably a few more of the high-end ones. I think actually Uvex probably do as well.
Yeah.
Goggles, though, I don't know because it'd be quite expensive to have a goggle lens done. A few of them do inserts. I know that much.
Yeah. So that sits behind the plastic. Normal plastic
That's right. It's got clips in almost like a nose piece, I think.
Yeah.
I would check Oakley for that first because they've always done prescription glasses. So of all of them, you're quite likely to do goggles.
I've had prescription Oakley glasses in the past, and they were really cool. And you were saying before that a lot of the goggles are designed so the glasses will just fit under them.
Yeah, Oakley used to make goggles to fit exactly that.
So I would go with a slight tint on your goggle.
Yeah.
Glasses underneath. No one's going to know.
Yeah, it's all
no
good.
one's going to know. That's fine. Right, John Graham. How many times is it acceptable for front forks to bottom out? In my opinion, none. He doesn't do big jumps. He would like to run a front a bit softer, but at the moment it's bottoming out once or twice on a 1 to 2 hour ride.
To be fair, that's about right. You want to be using all of that travel, but when you say bottoming out, you know, there's using the travel and then there's like a harsh bottoming out. If you don't like that, then perhaps it's more a question of tuning the fork a bit, which you can do with air volume. So I've just done a video on putting air volume spaces in forks, so you should definitely check that one out.
Let's have a little look at it now.
Throw to it, yeah.
Let's have a look.
Most suspension forks available today offer a range of adjustments to get them feeling just the way you want, and the most obvious options out there tend to be air sprung. Air volume adjustment takes care of the initial breakaway force under small bumps and how the fork ramps up through bigger hits. So with the RockShox Yari and the Fox 34, we can demonstrate how to change the air volume of your fork.
Next question is from Lines737. I'm looking for a good trials bike under £200. Any ideas?
None at all.
Well,
but
now,
you might.
Yes. Now, see, trials, great sport because you can get something for, you know, real low price. A budget sport, you can get some really good stuff. Now, what I'm going to recommend, I wouldn't normally recommend specific shops, okay, but for trials, I've really got to, okay. Tartybikes.co.uk, global distribution of their products, but they know so much about the sport. If you want to get a good bike at budget, give them a call, okay, because they're either going to have a bike or know someone who does. Trials is small enough for the community just to all work together in that sense, so they're going to point you in the right direction and to that actual bike.
Do you know what? I actually want to get a trials bike for playing around on after you laughed at me.
Well, your trials riding was
I thought it was quite good.
It's good. It's really good, but it's incredibly inconsistent.
It's because I never do it.
Well, yeah, but that's
why I want one to
inconsistency a good trials rider does not make.
Can you tell he used to be a world champion trials rider? It's like that, isn't he?
Well, I don't like to go on about it, you know what I mean? But anyway, moving on from trials, which I want to compete. Anyway, Jordan Guy says, dominant foot forward or back, does it matter?
Well, it's not dominant if it's back, is it?
Yeah, if you're getting away with riding with your dominant foot at the back, it isn't a dominant foot.
I think it probably means, does it matter if you're right foot forwards or left foot forwards?
No.
In which case it doesn't.
No.
You just ride with your preference.
Yeah, your dominant foot is your one. No one can tell you different. Yeah. It just feels right, the dominant foot. You'll
like picking up a pen.
Yeah, it
you
is
know when it's
literally
the right hand.
left or right-handed. Yeah. Dale Huffernan says, fat bikes. Doddy, if you want to ride some fat bikes in extreme cold weather, that's referring to last week's show. He lives in Yukon, Canada, and he would love you to come over and do some riding. There, it's minus 30.
I can't even imagine that temperature, and I would love to. But I reckon there might be a bit of a fist fight between me and Neil who gets it, because he does love that sort of thing.
You and Neil are equally mad and would be fighting to do that, whereas I think me and Blake would be fighting not to.
I think it might make a really cool sort of team video type thing. I don't know, it's definitely...
you go on your own.
They've got Northern Lights and stuff like that, haven't they?
Northern Lights, you could take me a lovely photo.
Yeah,
I'd love to see the photo of that. Okay, it's between you and Neil on that one, but yes,
we'll
thank
definitely
you,
look
Dale.
into it. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, we're going to look into that. Alex Fazone says, could you guys do a video on riding rock gardens? He lives in Texas. Over 90% of the trails near me are rock gardens. Any rock garden experience?
Yeah, I've ridden some rock gardens.
Yeah. I think
rocks don't like me.
You remember Steve Pete's nickname used to be Pinball because he used to bang his way down through the rock gardens. But thankfully we have done some video in rock gardens, so check this one out that we did that will take you through what to do when you hit those rocks.
A rock garden is exactly that. It's a garden full of rocks, and these things are going to be biting at your tires. They're tricky to ride, they're complex, there can be a multitude of lines. In this video, we're going to talk about how you might tackle them and how to pick the smoothest line.
Right, quick fire round. Doddy, ready?
Oh yeah.
Coming at you fast.
Go.
I mean it, I'm not messing around.
Okay.
All right, I'm building tension.
Yeah.
Go.
It's working.
First question, Paul Hart. I'm only 38 and I can ride one-handed. Is that any good?
No.
Oh my God, I'm going to skim over that question. Piotr Chopek says, who have bigger biceps, Neil or Blake?
Blake, he's right. Gym monkey,
by miles.
Chimpanzee.
GTR fanboy says, guys, do a full sus fat bike. No.
What?
No. Do one. Make one.
Make one?
No.
No, that's all right.
No. Blake from the Isle of Wight asks, will a gross beard make him any quicker?
100% not. No, get rid of it.
No, get rid of it. Fight for the Battlefront says, what is your favourite downhill or enduro doddy? This is a quickfire round.
I don't have one.
Wow, that was a bad answer. I'm going to answer for you. I'm going to say it is Ireland EWS. Amazing crowds, apparently.
Okay.
I want to get there next year. This is too chatty for quickfire. We could get banned.
Well, get on with it then.
Right. Bruno Ferreira says, I have a bike with 160 front and 130 rear. Should he change the fork settings to 140? Balance it out.
Only if it feels like you need to.
Oh, but general?
No.
No.
Don't need to.
Okay, Neil from the Shire asks, is it acceptable to ride road bikes in a full face helmet?
It should be, yeah.
MTB 20023 says, could you fit a 1x11 on a 3x8 cross-country bike?
Yeah.
You could upgrade it to that, couldn't you? Rexpin MTB says, would any of the presenters attempt Red Bull Hardline course, and which parts of it? And maybe Blake on the Cannon.
Do you know what? I think if Neil was fit and well, Neil could ride that course. Yes. He's really good at jumping. He's always been amazing at downhill.
Yes.
Blake could do the jumps, without a doubt, but I know from chatting to Blake how insanely scared he was of some of the steep stuff there.
Yeah,
he just said he couldn't visualise himself doing it.
In fact, let's jump out of quickfire just for a moment to look at what Blake thought exactly of Hardline. Yeah. He looks scared.
This, my viewers, is Red Bull Hardline, one of the most gnarliest downhill races in the world. This course has it all, from big jumps to gnarly sections. I'm going to find out how big these things are and how fast you have to actually go to hit these huge jumps. Holy mackerel, this mammoth road gap. I'm pretty nervous to get to the end though. I got weak knees sitting up here. It's massive.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Love this bit of the show, Doddy. Love it, because this is our chance to fix someone's riding.
Hopefully we can.
Which is a privilege.
It is.
Or just get to look at something that's going quite well and encourage. Yeah. Right, so first one this week is from Joel Cam, who's been riding in St Moritz. Lucky
very nice.
you. Riding a flow trail. Wants a few tips on his riding down this. It's a nice looking trail actually, but here he comes. What's your thoughts, Doddy? Actually, it's
not looking too bad actually.
It's not too bad. You know, first thing I'd say is stop going down that trail with a bag on your back.
It looks like it's hindering you a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to jump with a bag on your back. It really is.
I think he's got quite a good style. I would say it looks like you need to just push into the takeoffs a little bit more. Because it looks like you're just hitting them at the right speed and it's just sending you over, but you're not quite getting that nice pop.
Yeah, I disagree slightly on the speed. I reckon a little bit. We were talking about this.
You reckon more
speed? I think a little bit more speed, and I think it might be problem solved.
Or bigger problem arise.
It's a good point. But I do think a little bit more speed on that would have just kept you straighter. You would have cleared the jump, so I think you would have landed in that last one. Just see as you're landing there, you're not ready for that berm. I think if you had a bit more speed, you'd come over that in a nicer, smooth style into that berm and you're off. Pump the sky. Pump the sky. That's what we think. Let us know. Love to see some video of how it goes.
Okay, so that's the end of Ask this week. So don't forget, please continue to send your questions in to ask@gmbn.com or just comment below. Love reading all those comments. And for an exciting video on the Icon Explore, click over here. Check that out.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great video, and that bike is amazing.
It is amazing. I rode it as well. I had a little play.
So good, so good. And click over here to see some tech from the EWS final round in Finale Lycra, which was absolutely amazing. And it's got Sam Hill's bike in it, which I think is going to go down in history, that bike. So check that out. Make sure you give us a subscribe by hitting the old GMBN logo right there. And I guess you could probably give us a thumbs up.
I reckon it's the thumbs up time, isn't it?
Yeah, go for it.